Hey, what's going on YouTube? Falsa here. Let's talk some more pets. Today we're taking our first look at the Auric Warhound. That's the new pet released with the G4 Cav Heroes. Let's take a look at this thing. And is it me, or does this thing look like it should be a servant of the ancient god Anubis, maybe guarding a pyramid or a ziggurat somewhere? Alright, anyway, let's take a look at the talent scale outburst. So right away you'll notice that the range in this skill is mid-range. And this is a recent terminology change in Call of Dragons. This used to be called near range. This is elk rider range. Why did they change it? I don't know. If anything, this seems to be more confusing. Archers now have medium range. I don't know why medium range is intuitively longer than mid range. Whatever. All right. The important thing here is the Warhound will only work with either melee marches or elk riders. Anything farther than that, and its talent skill won't go off. All right. Let's break this skill down now. We really have three things going on. First, the Warhound hits 2 enemy legions and its diffuse damage. So that's the soak effect. As you hit multiple legions, the damage factor decreases. Since we have a maximum of 2 here, the decrease is only 15% at most. So if you hit 1 legion, you get the full damage factor. If you hit 2 legions, you hit them both, but they both get hit at 15% less of the full damage factor. All right, I think that's fairly straightforward. The damage factor is determined by the star level and modified by agility. All right. Now second, the Warhound gives you a small defensive buff against normal attacks for 3 seconds every time the Warhound does its rage skill. The defensive buff is improved as you improve the star level, but it's not affected by the pet's attributes. All right. Finally, the pet has an internal buff mechanic, Auric marks. Every time your heroes gain pure rage from their innate skills, the pet gets a stack of Auric marks, and it can get up to a maximum of 5 stacks. Remember, your innate skills, those are the 5 fixed skills that every hero has. It's not your talents, it's not your artifacts. The stacks give a percentage buff to all pet damage, and that percentage goes up as you improve the star level, but it's not affected by your pet's attributes. Now it says you can consume a stack of Auric mark a second. Now that is, I was going to say it's confusing. Actually, it's just straight wrong. You can gain a maximum of 1 stack per second. Whenever your pet uses its talent skill, it consumes all existing stacks, so you build up to a maximum of 5, and whenever you fire your talent skill, they're all consumed. Okay, so let's take a look at the unique skills. The Amber skill, Advanced Outburst, it's just a straight damage for the talent skill, no tricks or anything fancy there. The Pet Shop skill, Intense Outburst, improves the bonus damage of the Auric mark skill. I think this is really going to be a strength of this pet. It scales both with the star level and the associated attribute agility. Alright, now you compare this to Tooth and Claw, which basically has the same effect. Now a 3-star Tooth and Claw with S++ tier strength caps out at around 33%. Alright, Intense Outburst also caps out at around 33% at the 2-star level. Alright, a 2-star Intense Outburst is basically equivalent to a 3-star Tooth and Claw. At the 3-star level, this caps out at around 55%, and remember, that's on top of whatever you're getting from the pet talent. Okay, so who's this pet good with? Well, we're really looking for Cav heroes who gain pure rage with their innate skills. Now, this is important because there are a number of heroes, in particular Cav heroes, who gain bonuses to rage generation with their innate skills, but rage generation will not work with the Auric. You need straight rage gain to get the buffs on the Auric. Right, so all the G1 Cav heroes can get the Passion buff, which gives you rage generation. That's no good, that does not help the Auric. Urag's 4 skill gives rage generation, also no good. And remember, we need rage from their innate skills. The talent tree is no help here. Alright, not surprising, you'll find amazing synergy with the new Cav hero Nea. Right, when she casts a rage skill, she generates extra rage every second for 5 seconds. Hey, that's 5 rage generations. What's the max stack on an Auric? 5. That's 5 procs. That's awesome. She'll fuel the Auric all by herself. Very nice. What I find a little surprising is the other new Cav hero does not synergize with the pet. Right? Li Shan does give you Passion. That's the G1 Cav buff. And we haven't seen it again until just now. But that's rage generation, not pure rage, so it won't trigger the Auric's buff mechanics. Now my default assumption was that you'd pair the 2 new Cavs here together, give them the new pet and the new artifact. That's probably still the correct answer, But if you do that, Nea's going to have to carry the pet synergy all by herself, all right? Any other heroes that would work well with this pet? A couple to consider. Emrys will give you, he does the passion buff. I told you that doesn't work, but if you look at his awaken skill, that will give you straight rage. That will work. I'll just mention quickly Atheist's skill will give rage, but Atheist does magic skill damage, so probably not a good answer for the pet. The other hero to consider is Bayhorn. His first skill does give you straight rage. If you don't, he might be an interesting hero to put with this pet. Okay, so what's the build? Well, we're going to need some more time to test these new heroes out and this new pet out to be sure. But my first guess is you're probably looking at the standard Cav pet damage build, right? The talent skill plus the 2 unique skills, then the fierce attack, intense fierce attack package, and then the pet crit damage package. Right? The really interesting thing here is that your pet only consumes its Auric Mark Starks when it uses its talent skill, not when it does damage, right? That's another error on the tooltip, right? So what I was concerned about is the way that the rage cycle works. Your main hero does their rage skill, then your deputy does your rage skill, and that's when fierce attack goes off, and then your pet does its rage skill. I was concerned that the fierce attack would consume all the Auric Mark stacks and then rob the pet talent skill of the max damage. But the good news is that fierce attack does not consume the Auric Mark stacks, only the talent skill does. So I think you definitely want to include fierce attack here. All right, anyway, that's the first look at the new pet. I apologize for the delay between videos. My server just got done with its Dragon Zone. A lot of fun that took most of my attention for the last week or so. I'll post a review of the season soon, as well as some highlights from the fighting, as well as some additional pet videos. Hey, that's it, and thank you to everyone for stopping by. If you enjoyed this content or found it helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, you can send me your war pets if you'd like me to take a look or review them, and I will be featuring the strongest war pets in the game right here on this channel. Look for more details in the description below, and until next time, stay classy, Belleron.